Andrew and his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, they were living together until the royal family made a move last year. No one is sure where she is right now. Why haven't we seen her, and how is she taking all of this?
Well, I was in contact with her actually about October time, and she was pretty devastated. She felt that the world was, they were out for blood. But that was before this latest tranche of emails that appeared, which seems to be very damning for her. She's gone to ground. Nobody really knows where she is.
Before we even get into the details, ask yourself this. When was the last time you saw Sarah Ferguson smile? Because the woman who was once photographed laughing on yachts, selling stories to tabloids and charming every room she walked into has now completely vanished from public view. And nobody, and we mean nobody, seems to know exactly where she is right now. And that, Crown Tea family, is where this story gets seriously interesting. Welcome back to Crown Tea, your #1 spot for sharp, straight-talking royal coverage. If you are new here and you love staying ahead of the royal headlines, hit subscribe and turn on notifications because we are always pouring the freshest royal intel. And trust us, you're going to want to be here for everything that comes next. Now, let us set the scene properly because context is everything here. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, Duke of York, has reportedly become the first senior royal in modern British history to be placed under arrest.
Survivors.
I think this is a very bad day in a series of very bad days. I think there are going to be a lot more bad days if this goes to court, and I don't think people have really got their heads around that yet. And yes, Krishna, I think this is the worst crisis since the abdication.
According to multiple major outlets, including the Telegraph and the Daily Mail, plain-clothed police officers arrived at Wood Farm on the Sandringham estate on the morning of his 66th birthday and arrested him on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He has since been released from custody, but he remains, according to reporting, formally under investigation. The alleged misconduct relates to claims surrounding the sharing of confidential information during his time serving as the United Kingdom's Special Trade Envoy, a role he held until 2011. Andrew has vehemently and consistently denied any wrongdoing, and as of now, no charges have been filed. This situation is very much still developing. Now, here's where it gets even more layered, because while Andrew is reportedly staying at Marsh Farm, a modest property on the Sandringham estate gifted to him by King Charles, the whereabouts and the state of mind of his former wife Sarah Ferguson are generating an enormous amount of speculation. And here's what we actually know. The last confirmed public sighting of the former Duchess of York, a title she was reportedly stripped of late last year, alongside Andrew amid scrutiny over their historical links to the late Jeffrey Epstein, was on the 25th of September 2025. She was photographed leaving Royal Lodge in Windsor, looking, by all public accounts, visibly downcast. That was months ago. Since then, silence. Now, Royal Lodge itself is significant. It is the 30-bedroom mansion the pair had shared as amicable divorcees for 2 decades, and according to reporting, Andrew has now vacated it. Meanwhile, Fergie's own arrangements at the property remain, as of this video, unclear. What is clear, according to sources cited by the Telegraph, is that those close to her describe the ongoing police investigation as, and this is a direct quote, catastrophic for her and the girls. One source was quoted as saying, "She seems to be doing her best to put a brave face on it." Now, we're not here to pile on, that is not what Crown Tea does, but when insiders are speaking in those terms, it tells you something significant about the mood inside that very private world. And speaking of the girls, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, both of whom have worked hard in recent years to build their own public profiles entirely separate from the controversies surrounding their parents, are reportedly, according to multiple outlets, left in what sources describe as a state over their father's arrest. Royal biographer Andrew Mountbatten, who wrote the biography The Rise and Fall of the House of York, told the Mirror that while Eugenie has publicly distanced herself from her father, partly, he suggests, to protect her charitable work with the anti-slavery collective and her commercial profile in the Middle East, privately, both daughters may still be maintaining quiet contact with both parents. He described it as a situation where the sisters are, in his words, not having to make a choice. They are managing to do both. As for Fergie herself, speculation is rife, and we want to be very clear, this is speculation based on source reporting that she may have travelled abroad, with claims she spent time in the French Alps before allegedly moving on to the United Arab Emirates. Virgin Group was forced to publicly deny reports she had taken refuge on Richard Branson's Necker Island, issuing a firm statement confirming she was not there and that Sir Richard had not been in contact with her. According to the Daily Mail, sources close to Ferguson say she has been telling friends that she needs to return to work and intends to, in her own reported words, put some distance between herself and Andrew upon her return. Whether that marks a genuine personal turning point or simply a strategic repositioning, only time will tell. King Charles has broken his silence on the matter, issuing a formal statement expressing his deepest concern and affirming that the law must take its full and proper course, a carefully worded response that signals the palace is walking an extraordinarily delicate line right now. What happens next in this investigation and where exactly Fergie resurfaces remains an open and very live question, and Crown Tea will be watching every single development so you don't have to. That's your Crown Tea pour for today. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.